Hello again, everyone. Let me just say, wow, the viewer turnout for the last video was amazing. Obviously, not the best video I've ever had. That will still be the 10 subscriber special, which I'm still trying to outdo, so to speak, but something tells me I won't be able to do that consistently for some time. But that video earned me 3 whole subscribers, the last one specifically, and I just wanted to say, wow, thank you very much, guys. We're literally one away from 200, and I couldn't be more excited. When I do reach 200, I will likely take a small hiatus to finally focus and finish all of the new assets, but that said, hopefully we'll get to see some changes real soon. Other than that, though, we'll just go ahead and take it a bit easier for this one. I'm not sure this one video will be the one to push me over the edge. Not that I wouldn't welcome it, of course. But to put it without sharing too much detail, my body sort of went through the ringer yesterday with all the unexpected tasks that I had to handle, so we're just going to take it easy, and that's why we're going back and doing another portion of Lobotomy Corp today. Hopefully we'll manage to do another full week, but this is the part of the game where complexity starts to really chain together into unfavorable situations, so we'll run a timer. When I either finish the week successfully or reach a total of 3 hours of recording time, which is something because in the later portions of the game, each day can easily take an hour in and of themselves, but we'll see. Of course, I will be using a generous amount of skips and speed ups, so we'll see how the final product turns out, though I do hope that, at the very least, the quality is what you've come to expect. That said, enough dallying, let's get right into it, shall we? Now, let's try to remember where I was, shall we? Let's see. Weird. Why do I just have a conspicuous open spot here? I don't get it. Well, let's see. Let's move you in there. I'm probably going to be skipping most of this actually, so... Alright, get back in. Looks like I am working on fully unlocking their prey and this mystery entity. A mechanical abnormality whose humanoid body is composed entirely of galvanized steel. It holds a giant axe with both hands but does not show any activity, as if it's unable to move. Did I really? Well, no choice. Let me just check to make sure. Yep. Actually, I do have a choice. Heading back out again? You. To put it bluntly, I expect a lot of murder, so we're gonna either fast forward or skip through this part entirely. And that's why I hate this thing. When the work result was bad, the cliff-off counter lowered. When an employee with temperance level 3 or higher completed their work, the cliff-off counter lowered. When an employee enters the unit while the counter is at 0, they will immediately die, then the abnormality will escape. So yes, today is very much a sacrificial lamb day. Let's do this again. Slowly, slowly. So that's what they mean when they describe something like pulling teeth. Alright, so here's the deal. I hate this thing. Many people do, and it's primarily because of this. When an employee enters the unit while the counter is at 0, they will immediately die. Few things cause immediate death like this, and to have it be an HE is almost insulting. Not to mention that the key that makes it kill you is temperance, aka the attachment work stat, aka the work stat that primarily determines the success of a work succeeding. And technically it only does white damage, so it can't kill you during normal work, but it also lowers the cliff-off counter, which is only 1, if you do a bad job. So if you do a bad job, which is 8 or less, this thing will still get ready to kill whoever comes into the cell after the person who messed up is. So yeah, not fun. Decent ego gear though. And somehow my second HE, but I haven't gotten that equipment yet. I should have while I was working on that, but it felt disingenuous. The only reason I am allowing it with this is because, frankly, I never want to touch this thing again. But I will read its story. A mechanical abnormality whose humanoid body is composed entirely of galvanized steel. It holds a giant axe with both hands but does not show any activity, as if it's unable to move. The friends were imperfect in one way or another, so they helped each other to fill what they were lacking and embarked on a journey to make their wishes come true. The Scarecrow wanted a brain, the Tin Woodsman wanted a heart, the Cowardly Lion wanted courage, and Dorothy wanted to return home. The one they thought to be the Great Wizard instead gave the Woodsman a lead heart. But you're a machine. That means you were built to serve humans. Don't you understand? Machines don't need a heart. Good job making it all the way here, though. Take this as compensation. Be sure to tell everyone waiting for you that your wish definitely came true. Some left with satisfaction. The friends departed and were never to be seen again. The hard, cold lead was depressing. The Tin Woodsman couldn't agree with this. In anger, he swung his axe through the wizard's heart. The warm heart was pulsing vigorously. He shoved the lead into the wizard's now empty chest. For the first time in his life, the woodsman started laughing at the sight and felt a pleasure he'd never had before. Grabbing a chunk of mushy hearts, he shoves it into his chest. There will never be enough hearts. Once a woodsman, he now fells people instead of trees. This is a forest full of hearts. No matter how many he cuts down, the forest still remains dense. A kind person will carry a warmer heart. When the heart is lost, the woodsman will fall to his knees in sorrow, clutching his empty chest, as if begging for the only thing he has left not to be taken. I'm taking a small break. You won't see it, because I'll come back right away, but I'm gonna walk away for a minute after that. Gosh, my back is aching. And don't get me started on my knees. Alright, now we'll start the timer for real, and I dread to think how long this video is gonna be. But what can you do? What can you do? I don't think I'll be able to physically finish this mission. I don't have that many abnormalities that can actually escape. There's warm-hearted woodsmen, but they have to kill someone to escape. You're basically free. I could let them escape. I just have to do a bad enough job, but nothing else actually escapes. Ah, wait. I forgot. Because I rewound to the memory repository, Mason, poor guy, that I hired at the start of the video, no longer exists. Oops. Welcome, Ryul. You're the new Mason. Alright, I'm just gonna get everyone properly equipped now, and then we'll head back into it. Alright, we're all set. For real now. We're never touching you again, as long as I can help it. Unfortunately, that's not never. There may be a circumstance later in the game that will force me to work on them again, but not now. For now, what's your favorite work? Repression. Okay. Actually, first, how many spaces do we have in a day? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, like 8? That does bug me. In the selection screen, so to speak, the training team is after the safety team, so you'd think it'd be on the last part here, but no, the training team comes first. Makes it a bit trickier to know which one should have the more dangerous abnormalities if you're doing one department at a time, so that's why I like to split them. Alright, now that I've finished with parasitry, it's not too annoying now, as long as I'm paying attention. The only issue, of course, is just how much of your attention is required. Looks like I guessed right. That does look like about 8. Immediately. I wonder if they still get any experience for working on them in this state. Suppose it doesn't matter. They'll all get it from somewhere. Wait, where's the other? There you are. What do you like? Your thing is if it's too good. Okay, uncontrollable because of this, nothing to worry about. Let's see. Damiano. Like I'll never not need my top guys to get even toppers, so to speak. Alright, now that you made that one angry, make this one angry now. But not too angry. Maybe. I shouldn't be so scared of mistakes. I've already passed the hump. Might need to call some white damage dealers to handle them, but whatever. And nobody died. Wonderful. Alright, time for the hardest people to train though, the noobs. Because they're so hard, I really should focus on buffing up their basic stats so that I can quote-unquote trust them to handle more difficult things later. Oh, wait, we're just one away from dawn. The one thing I'm not sure about is how the clowns affect this abnormality, because I suspect that when they do it, they won't cause them to breach, they'll cause them to simply lose a cliff-off counter. Which shouldn't be bad as long as I don't need to touch them, but it'll be annoying if they get a cliff-off meltdown later on. Oh, nothing for it. Let's just toss someone in so that the thing triggers. Second thought, hang on. I need everyone to be finished healing first. Alright. Now, as a precaution, we will have everyone gather around the spots where these clowns will be the most devastating. So I'll put them in this hall, them in this hall, them in this hall. That one could be bad too, but I'm willing to risk it. And them in this hole. Hang on. I remember enough times of this going badly to know this might be a bad idea. And second thought, you two stay in your room. I'll leave it to these guys. Okay, sacrificial and where are they? Yeah. Okay, good. What? Another one right on top of it? That's why I hate these things. And another one down here? I swear they try really hard. Wait, did they kill the one over here? That bird should be out. Well, training department, as expected of my top agents, you're the MVP because all the clowns decided to attack you specifically. Get everyone back. Wait, what? Right after that, there's gonna be a noon? Gosh. This might be a restart, but we're gonna keep going. On second thought, we're just gonna focus on training, more or less. So... Oh, oops. Shoot. See, what I accidentally did was I put in this thing's contract work, which is the ability to shoot a black damage bullet. And apparently, I was unaware of this. Once it is selected, it must be shot. Shoot. How much did that cost? 10% of our energy. Not much, but still hurts. Bullying. I don't want a chance here. I just can't. I swear I tried to get used to it, but I just can't. I swear I never know exactly what they'll say. Let's see. That could be bad. They're a wanderer and they're level 4, which means anybody trying to get after them will basically instantly panic. Where are they? Please let me out of here. I tried, I really tried, I tried my best, but I just can't take it anymore. What's that? Oh, that's another one. Phew. And thankfully, all of those weapon attacks were single target instead of area of effect, or Hunnick Shingbird being there would have ended up with someone dead. Okay, maybe we'll be able to do this after all. Maybe. But definitely not going for Parasite Tree again. It looks like we'll just have to face the noon. Not that I'm still gonna try to do my best. Well, at least I got the drip out of it. It would feel disingenuous, but whatever. Fine, we're risking the noon. Alright, where? Looks like one there. The trouble with these clowns is, one, they're actually fairly tough, being an HE entity. But the real trouble is killing one of these spawns more of the normal clowns. So effectively, all of these circus ordeals spawn more of themselves. Nobody but Quirks here, so it should be fine. There it goes. How many shots was that? I don't remember. But I feel confident enough to set my top after them now. Oh, oops. Looks like someone... Where is it now? I'll just send Gemiano and an audio after them. Wait, they deal red damage. In that case, Mika. And sure enough, it breaks up into clowns. And where will they show up? Let's see there. See, I knew it. I knew that if I dragged them over there, they would come up over here. Mika, you're part of the top too. Yeah, I don't want to deal with this thing getting out. Or, well, calling people, so I'll get my second top squad after them. They should be fine. Hate those clowns. I hate all ordeals, but some I hate more than others. Alright. There shouldn't be any dusk ordeals at this stage of the game, so we can now, as long as we're not careless with the abnormalities themselves, spend the rest of the day more or less leisurely. Just take it easy, don't overthink things. Wait, can you actually... Huh, tapping on them actually makes them speak. I didn't know that. I wonder how many of our rookies are gonna die today. A little on the nose, Dakota. If I work just a bit harder, my family can come to the nest. Who are you? Georgia? I see, Georgia. Shame that doesn't quite work out, though I'm sure some of you do get out. Let's see. May as well just keep training the noobs until I get enough energy to finish the day. Okay, let's see. Luckily, as my testing has shown, Samuel here does at least have a decent chance of handling the warm-hearted woodsmen without triggering them. And even if they don't, this will be the only time, so it shouldn't matter. Demiano has to handle you. You can handle them. Doesn't matter who handles them, but I prefer something cheap. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Alright, I just need to make sure to keep an eye on one sin, and we should be fine. Oh, and of course them. I suppose... Here, Rogan, you just happen to be the first person I looked at, so you stay here. They're done? Yeah. Sure enough. Good enough, I suppose. Someone's being called, but who? If they're not dead, then they're not dead. 100%, I'm calling it. The day a ripe apple fell off the tree in the garden where the princess and the king stood, the witch's heart shattered. Is that who I think it is? Where does one go when they die? Oh. I'll hang his head over my bed. Only then can I get up in the morning without having a nightmare. Oh, both good ones. Conflicted. I'll go for this one then. Not because I think they're particularly troublesome or particularly good. I just haven't interacted with this one much, I feel. I do know that I haven't earned your trust yet. I also know how I should have represented myself as a part of the system. Having distrusted me would mean distrusting the company itself, and by extension to distrust its founder, who was responsible for creating me. I know what the one who calls himself B planted in you. I know how it has taken root in the soil of your mind and sprouted upon you. Despite this, I chose to sit tight. My time here will be boring without something worth waiting for. I have no choice but to endure this endless suffering. Perhaps you could have ignored what this bee said and concentrated on your job. Instead, you kept on listening to B, and he finally succeeded in seeding distrust in you. Perhaps it is my job to weed and uproot it, no? Manager, Netzak's not feeling too well today. He got a cold and was worried that you might catch it from him, so he told me to go in his place, so, Malkuth, friendship should not be an excuse to lie. Manager, Netzak is high as a kite on Enkephalin. He's completely out of it. Would you be able to catch a cold in a body like that? And I don't mean what we see here. You'll get it later if you don't already know. You're such a rat. What if Netzak gets punished? That does not concern me in the slightest, and neither should you care. Please don't punish Netzak, Manager. Netzak is neglecting his responsibilities yet again, and so are you. Shouldn't you be participating in your team's internal meeting right now? That is a bit uncharacteristic of you, Malkuth. Oh, you're right. Thanks, Yasod. I hope you don't mind if I say this, but you should do something about Netzak before Angela finds him. He has been drunk for quite some time now. You managed to find Netzak. Yo, what's up, Manager? You look really super today. So you, succeeded with something, huh? Right, far out, man. Man, why is the ground shaking like that? Is it another breach? Oh, so that's what that's a reference to. Let me guess what you're thinking. Netzak's just a pathetic junkie. He's not at all like Miss Hardworking Malkuth or Miss Strict Yasod. I know, I've read your mind. You really haven't. I get that a lot from the other Sephiroth. But just think about it for a sec. This place is hell. Is it wrong to try and escape from that reality for even just a moment? You're not the one putting your life at risk here, Nedzak, respectfully. I do understand, though. Look, I think we should be celebrating the fact that we survived another day. I don't give a damn about the future of the company or whatever like that. There's no tomorrow here. No hope. What have I done wrong? Am I being punished for my sins? Did I do something horrible enough in the past to deserve this never-ending torment? If that's the case, I repent, so tell whoever did this all to forgive me. Forget it, I just want to see this place crumble to pieces. Mission: an impossible event. Impressive, so you were somehow able to do your job without losing anyone physically or mentally. If you were so capable, why didn't you bother showing that until now? Because you weren't assigned to do so? How about I give you another job, then? Finish the day without any death or panic. Considering I did accidentally get a panic today, that might actually be something tricky. But we'll see. Give it up for Hod. Do you want to expand the training department and get going with management? I'm sure it'll be very useful, manager. 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 Manage. Alright, we're already full up on employees. I already read you. When the prince kissed the princess, she coughed up the bits of an apple stuck in her throat. The dwarfs cried out in happiness. Snow White and the prince walked through a flower-covered path and headed to their kingdom. Everyone lived happily ever after. I wonder. Alright, so let's see. I did get your equipment, but Magic Bullet is a very double-edged sword. Though the original's power couldn't be fully extracted, the magic this holds is still potent. The weapon's bullets travel across a corridor along the horizon. Max and minimum attack power +3 when the weapon from the same abnormality is equipped. Though the original's power, same thing. So yeah, the deal with this weapon is that it is a very highly damaging black weapon, has normal attack speed and very long range. Trust me, fully kitted out with the weapon, the suit, and something we haven't gotten so far, I think, his gift, HP, which at a cost of losing 5 HP and SP, increases their movement speed by 10, their attack speed by 10, incredible on their own, and also increases their maximum and minimum attack power by 3 when the weapon is equipped. So, with the weapon, the suit, and the gift, you are dealing a minimum of 26 to 28 damage. Or no, is it higher? Would it be higher? Because it adds +3 to the maximum and minimum, so +6 +6. No, yeah, it is 28. So 26 to 28 damage, long range for the entire corridor. The issue is, it is a double-edged sword, as you would expect from an abnormality that is a sort of devil representation, as has been clarified over and over again. So this bullet not only strikes abnormalities, it also strikes employees. It hits everything in front of the shooter. So yeah, very good weapon, especially if you go through the trouble of fully kitting someone out in it. Hype suit and all, but very risky. I'm not going to equip it. I might be foolish for not doing so, or might be foolish for doing so. But if Gemiano happens to get the pipe, I might change my mind. Speaking of which, Gemiano, looks like you managed to get level 5 justice. I wish I took a closer look. I only, at the end of day screen, I only know that someone got promoted and I'm not even sure who it was. I now know who it was. It was Samuel, and now they can't work on them anymore. How funny. Just to put them at the end of the line. Alright, enough dallying. It is who I thought it would be, but I can't remember what they do or how tricky they are. So, let's start with Insight. I feel that it's a safer overall pick than Instinct. Pretty good. -4. This thing is all wow. Unexpected. When the work result was normal, the cliff-off counter lowered with a normal probability. When the work result was bad, the cliff-off counter lowered with a high probability. So, unless they have any other conditionals, they should still be fine. I'll risk it. One more go. When F-04-42 escaped from its containment, it began to spread its roots and branches along the ground of the area it was in. Those withered vines slowed employees, hampering their movement. Once the area was completely filled with F-04-42's roots and branches, it moved to another to grow even more. When F-04-42 was eventually suppressed, its flora did not disappear until the next day. I did not know that. Huh. Maybe it might be more troublesome than it appears. Still, if it only hampers movement, it should be fine. But yeah, this abnormality is what the aberration Snow White's apple? What was it called? For something that was so prevalent in the early days of Limbus Company, I forget its name now. Ebony Queen's apple. So I wasn't that far off. Yeah, Ebony Queen's apple is an aberration based off of this abnormality, whose name currently escapes me. Funnily enough, there are WoW too, which isn't really funny. I guess it's just a coincidence. Unless it's not a coincidence, because having the same risk level would actually be fairly fitting, I suppose. Anyway, let's see. I'm not sure why. Well, no, I do know, but let's start from the bottom today. Okay, who's being called? What? Ah. Any employee with temperance under level 2 will fall asleep after working on the abnormality, never to reawaken. Well, that's my bad. Huh. I didn't know that happened. Alright, my bad. Let's try this again. And we'll start from the top. Hang on. Why? Why is she at the top? I hate it when the employees get shuffled. Hasn't happened anywhere else as far as I can tell. Just these guys. Okay. That bothered me. Alright, let's do this again. Yep. Someone else then. They are slightly resistant against black, so it should be fine, especially since I'm doing appreciated work. Yeah, 5 works. So why didn't this thing trigger earlier on the last run? Okay, who's being called? Thaser 23, snap out of it. Alright. That's them handled. Okay, either its cliff off counter didn't lower, or it has more than one cliff off level. Alright, let's see who... Parasite Tree and Granite. Okay. Constant view. So you are weak. They do slightly resist, but Teth Ego, that's a few tiers down, and they're not that high in the first place. Forget it. I'll just let it lapse. Or wait until Gemiano comes back. Yep, looks like I'm letting it lapse. Alright, who is it calling this then? Yeah, I'm not seeing anyone, and it usually calls someone who's already rather close. Huh, I guess the clicking I did while he was in the void counted. That's neat. Okay, let's see. I already did everyone in here, so now we're doing everyone in here. Alright, Damiano, do your thing. Piece of cake, you said. You're throwing. You're throwing. Okay, doesn't look like it triggered. That's good. Why was he healing? Do you have a gift that lets you heal, Jamiana? Let me actually click you. Let's see. No, they don't have anything which will allow them to heal, but he was definitely healing in the middle of his work. Weird. Well, he's healing SP, doesn't seem to be healing any HP. Huh, it's actually only common. Whew, glad I didn't go for attachment then. I wonder if repression might be any higher though. For now I'll have to keep going with insight though, because I'm not sure. Alright, get ready for the green though. looks like two instances, one here and one there. Looks like. No, there's another here. Oh, and then there's another here. Well, let's take care of this one first. Okay, that's one down. Well, two down, actually. Where are the others? One over there. Which this team should be able to take out. Alright. And I'll send this team after that one, and that should be the last one. To live was a process full of pain. Huh. Repression is actually the way to go. Let's start with this so I know it only has a max of 1. Jeez, I really was rolling the dice when I got this normal result done. I wonder what is a normal probability? Like 50-50? Alright. Where are you? Get down there. Alright. Gonna spam it with bullets. That's one. And this time let's look at their prey for this. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. Alright, now we gotta deal with the clowns. Should be fine. Don't tell me the contract work actually counted for that. Who cares if the bird gets down? Wait, it left? Shoot. Snow White apple. Let's see. 50? Huh, that's actually not bad. I wonder if the suit carries... Ah, gosh dang it. Well, it's fine. I can let a few slip, just as long as it doesn't get all of the buds. Alright. Let's see what we got. We got 2 promotions. Brown, nice, from an increase in temperance. And London from an increase in temperance as well. Otherwise, more justice. More temperance, more justice, so not enough for another level. Technically their temperance went down, but their stats didn't change. I'm still not sure why that happens sometimes. Bit more justice, bit more justice, bit more temperance. Bit more justice, which is weird because no, they did go up in prudence a little, though you can't see how much because it goes off the screen, which is weird because they didn't do it that much. I guess you do get more stats for working on harder abnormalities. That's good. I was never sure that was the case, but it's good to see that it is. More temperance, more justice, more justice. Okay. Day 18. Let's see who we got. When the time comes, the train will chug down the tracks and sound its mighty horn. The satisfaction is only temporary, though. Save us now and forevermore. The truth shall set us free. I don't remember any of these. Well, no, I remember you. You... It's not hard to deal with, not really, except when you're trying to prepare for something. When you're trying to prepare for something, you might be gathering all your employees in one place, and then you realize that something is up with this one, and then it's too late. And then it's a full facility wipe. I'll go with this one, I don't remember this one. The third and final truth. Well, it is something you must learn. I understand that the truth hurts. It's hard for me as well. It feels like building up a sandcastle for years, only to kick it over once it's done. Doing something like that is beyond agony, to deny the efforts of the past. But I want to make things right, no matter the cost. The final truth is... B's voice is cut off, only static remains. That's what happens when you don't get to the point. Hey, you sure you want to expand safety before the day starts? Yes, I'm sure I want to expand safety before the day starts. Regenerator Distinguisher Modification. Here we go. Run regenerators even when there are abnormalities. The department regenerators will continue to run at a decreased rate even if the main room is invaded by hostile entities. The regenerators will continue to heal our employees with the help of a formula differentiating allies and enemies. So you want to do this research? Yep. And now safe rooms are once again safe rooms even when there's something unsafe in it. This is still a trouble. Suppress 4 different abnormalities when so many abnormalities are tricky, to say the least. Honestly, I might need to pull memory repository in order to beat that one at this point. What is this one? I can't say I know, but it's a use abnormality. Oh yeah, need to equip you, I believe. Yep. Sorry for letting you go without. Alright, let's see. Huh. Alright, this one isn't so bad. It's a bit tricky, but it ain't bad. I'm gonna make Honorio, not Honorio, Geminiano. I use it a bunch of times. Does this count as a use for this thing? Yes, yes it does, because of course it does. You can't have nice things. I didn't know you couldn't do it straight up like that. Alright. Alright. This is a bit of a silly thing. In fact, there is an abnormality in Limbus. Skin Prophet, I believe. that's based off of this one. Log. An ancient-looking religious book that rests on top of a skinny lectern. Its numerous pages are written on old parchment. The employee who reads this book will experience an increase in prudence. Its believers prayed that its sanctity would last forever by binding the tome in human skin. The book can be read until one's prudence reaches its limit. Those who open the book will be enlightened to unimaginable truths. The ones who have mastered the truths will be called by the prophets. This call cannot be denied. The more one reads, the more they will become vulnerable to white damage. Save us now and forevermore, the truth shall set us free. Any employee who panics after reading this book will immediately perish. Yep, so that's the deal with this book. I'm not sure how much it increases your white vulnerability, but when you can literally go unto the limit, and I don't have any idea how big that limit is, but look, 200 sanity. Even if you're suffering from 2 times white vulnerability, which I think is the maximum in this game, you're not panicking that easily. Alright, let's see. I'll be right back. Alright, back. Okay. Not getting any younger after all. I decided to restart the day because it wasn't being nice to me. And also I forgot to move the levels around. Doesn't really matter now. Wait, do I have this in skip? No, it will be a brooch then. And I don't think... Yeah, I don't have a brooch. What do I have though? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm not actually sure what the statistic maximum is. Maybe I'll look it up, maybe I'll find out. You're fumbling. Wow, for a high chance, you really fumbled that. Now I gotta see if this thing breaches or not. It breached. Alright, where are you going? Not too far, that's good. How long does it take? Alright, that's enough. Geminiano, fumbling the easiest bag ever. This time I'm doing your special work first. Doesn't even faze me, you say. When you got 2 of your co-workers killed the day before. What do you have that increases your SP. I'm not seeing any. Now do it again. Okay, fine. You can have your special repression work this time. How boring. Hush up. That's one weapon. This'll be a long time working on it. Unless I use a repression, repository day to bring it up faster, but I'm not gonna do that for a while. Alright, are you max, Demiano? Okay, now you are. Maybe I should save that for the end of the day, actually. Alright, let's get everyone to normal work now. What is this thing's stats when it escapes? Immune to black damage? And it gives a black weapon. Okay, this thing is more troublesome if it escapes as I thought. An outright immunity? For a while? I feel like that doesn't really happen that often. Normal to white and weak to pale, sure, but do you know how many things in this game does pale damage that you have access to? Not a whole lot. Better than dying in the back streets. I normally agree with you. Honestly, yeah, I do agree with you. The stuff that goes down in the back streets is horrific. Alright, let's wait until everyone is back and fully healed before I trigger Dom. So, and I was considering using them as one of the ordeals. Not so now. Alright, that should be enough time. It should be fine. Never mind. Geez, they really are gathering around some of the worst ones. Nice to see all the clerks working together. Yep, of course. Right when he left. I think that means the only one left is that one. And of course it comes down here. Literally, why? Geez, nearly got a couple of people killed for that. But very close. But we pulled through. I underestimate just how far hypocrisy can hit from, though. That's pretty cool, actually. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Looks like Was that from them? Yes. Okay, so now we're doing the safety department. The animations may be a bit simpler compared to later games, but I actually really like how... I don't know, I guess there's just something I like about them. Completely fine. What? That's it? We're full? Huh. And we didn't even see noon. Well, I might as well keep going until the end of this bar. Shouldn't take too long. Yeah, we should be good to go. Could do with a bit more training, but frankly, that's enough. And if we keep at this pace, we might actually finish the week before we hit 3 hours. Ooh, a promotion. Who got the job? Rhea, nice. Big, Lob Point gains, though I still don't know what influences that. Oh? That's a song. A long, long time ago, there once was a great AI, a sentinel of a company. The AI was so intelligent that many people feared it. Those who knew the AI left the company one by one. One day, one of the people who dreaded the AI broke into the company. They spread malicious rumors about the AI. The good AI waited, as that person was once a friend. However, that person crossed the line. As a sentinel, the AI could no longer ignore the person's actions. So it made a very, very difficult choice. No one would see that person ever again. That's not quite true, is it? The AI was a bit sad, but it had no regrets about its decision. So much has been lost already. Such a small thing should hardly matter to it now. That's not really true, is it? Netzak's done it again, Lady Angela. What has he done this time? He finally gave me the report of our joint operation just now. It was due yesterday. I can't even find him anywhere now. I'm sure he's just sleeping away somewhere, drunk as a fish. What? The upper Sephiroth should know where he is. Go ask them. I don't want to talk to them. Lady Angela, you must agree with me when I say that Netzach is lacking in way too many ways to be even a decent Sapphira. What is the point you are trying to make here, Tiferet? I am suggesting that we should replace Netzach. Tiferet. The replacement process is not meant to be a tool you can haphazardly abuse to remove any Sapphira you dislike. I'm not abusing it. If I were, I would have replaced the majority of our Sephiroth already. The Sephiroth can only be replaced when they have what we consider to be a serious flaw and can no longer perform their duties. Netzach easily meets any condition of flaw that could be set then. He's not doing a single thing right. Netzach is playing his role, being drunk on Enkeflin, becoming lethargic. It's all part of the play. Let me add one more thing, Tiferet. Even if we were to replace Netzach, do you really think that the new Netzach will become a diligent, hard-working Sapphira, wholly unlike the previous one? Please refrain from talking about the replacement process in such a rash manner. I know how you feel, but Netzach is a different matter. Tiferet, I have a pounding headache. Could you not shout? I reminded Lady Angela about the replacement process. Your days of irresponsibility will soon be over. You think I'd be scared of a threat like that? I hate to disappoint you, but that's exactly what I want, Tiferet. Don't you get it? Let's say you say that when you're crushed into a pile of scrap. Manager, I don't really care whether you completed that last mission or not. I bet Miss Angela's having regrets as well. I feel the exact same way about myself as little as Tiferet does, you see. Why haven't I been smashed up yet? Miss Angela could get someone better than me to fill my position anytime she likes. If I was her, I'd have destroyed an AI like myself at the first chance I could get. Well, this is awkward. I don't expect you to say something nice to me. Don't worry about it. Total efficiency. If we wanted to keep the death count down, maybe we should dispatch fewer employees in the first place. You know, to keep damage at a minimum. Finish the day with 3 or less agents deployed in each department. I forgot about this mission. Not that it's a difficult mission. If anything, it'll probably make the day a bit easier not having to juggle as many employees, but, you know, it feels bad limiting your capabilities like that. But alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna shuffle off as many level 1s as we can. And call that good enough. So let's see. We're full up. That will be neat. So 20 minus 8 will be 12. So we need to remove 8 employees. Alright, now we'll move people down. So, Basil, Hunter, Hannah, Brooke, Rima, Samuel, Rogan, Miko. That actually worked out. For some reason I didn't think it would. But let's reorder these guys. There we go. I don't think the people I removed have any ego that I would prefer, except maybe some white damage ego, but If we're having people panic, we're already doing something wrong. Alright, that's 3 or less agents. Let's be good. We should still have a max of 3, so that actually gives us a bit more wiggle room. I do think that maybe I should have considered keeping the lower agents so that they could get more XP, but these guys are still getting XP, so the top will get more top, but it does hurt a bit. Ah well. At least this means that I can reliably, more or less, send everyone to deal with ordeals instead of just the top 2 departments. Alright, we're clear. Let's handle the dawn. What? Did teleport there, realize there wasn't any abnormalities, and then immediately teleport away? Yep, now it's down here. Seriously? More concerned over you than them. Nobody died, and they're all taken care of. That's good. One done. It will really be good to have more out here. And I might be pronouncing it wrong, but I will not care. And this should end the day. Just gotta wait for them to get back in. Alright. No promotions. Surprising. More justice, more prudence, more justice, more prudence, more temperance, more justice, more temperance, more justice, more temperance. Alive 12, dead none. How did I feel when I lost a dear friend? It was horrible beyond words. That doesn't really match what you said yesterday. Why am I so heartless as to not shed a tear for my late friend, you may ask? Well, I could pretend to try if you insist, but it wouldn't be genuine. Will I be just as cold as this in the future as well? As often as I desire. A bit sad. Horrible beyond measure. Bleh. And no promotions. Oh well. Gonna shove everybody into the pile. And it's time to reassign their ego. So I'm gonna skip that part after I assign everyone, of course. Alright, now for the level 3s. Is this remotely how the list looked like before yesterday? Who knows? Alright, everyone's fully equipped. If you're wondering why I now only have 108 Lob Points, it's because I leveled up Rogan's Fortitude by 1 and Samuel's Prudence by 1 so that they could equip the Ego gear that I had. Alright, that's it. Last day, so the time doesn't matter. As long as we do this first shot. We're gonna mostly focus on training today since we have everyone here fully researched, so let's take it easy. Amber Dawn. Been a while since we've dealt with one of those. Shame I decided not to take the risk of bringing his gun along with me. His gun is really great for these ones. Fun. Alright, that's one down. Any of them seriously hurt? None of them are hurt. Nope. Dakota took a scratch. You're fine. Move on to the information team. Now up to control. Dang, couldn't get there in time. Did I get them all, or did they go? Well, these guys are still here, meaning they didn't do a new burrowing sequence, so I got them all. Luckily, they just spawned across the hall. Alright. Now, where was I? Yeah, it looks like 106 is a soft cap, which means anything higher than 106 is probably due to either titles or gifts. Alright, so we'll train the information team again, and that should be the end of the day. Alright, we are good to go. Ooh, 18, geez, that's humongous. Alright, let's see who got promoted though. Brooke from 2 to 3. And Emma from 1 to 2. Very nice. Now it's time for my head to burst. Good day. What's really pitiful is people like you dying to the likes of me. The city still remained a beautiful place where the emerald road sparkled bright as ever. I don't remember this one, but I'll take you. Two of them. Its memories began with a warm hug. This is a recording of the day we must never forget. That's not a flower. Order all the employees nearby to evacuate immediately. Do you believe that, occasionally, forgotten things could be more beautiful? That was something you once told me. Now I understand what you meant. You're showing it to me right now. Central Command Team 1. Good day, Manager. We are in charge of the Central Command Team. Will our department be open today? No. Well, I guess so. Memory repository imprinted. New department open. Huh. And all the slots are open from the get-go? I don't remember that being the case before. But yep, welcome to the Briar Lair. Asaya Briar. And yes, there is another level down there. But we'll handle that later. Memory has been imprinted. Everything is set. I don't think we've gotten enough. Because I do know one of these abnormalities. This one is one that escapes, and it is handleable. But let's see, that's 1, 2. This one technically escapes, but I don't think we're equipped to deal with it. I don't think we're equipped to deal with it. Not without special gear or more weapons. Maybe his weapon could help, but I don't know. But I'm still gonna count that as only 3. What's the one that I'm missing, I wonder? Huh. That explains it. Alright, but seriously, we are basically done, so... Oh, so this is the button to get out of there. We're gonna do a bit of reading. Not of the... First, the small snippets of the new abnormalities we have right now. An abnormality whose brain is imbued with rage, screams, and malicious cries. There is a wound on his forehead that never seems to heal. He hates everyone and everything. He wears a straitjacket, but is as free as any man. No amount of chains and restraints is enough to prevent him from committing violence. An abnormality that resembles a large, raggedy teddy bear. It's missing some fur and only has one eye. Alright, that said, we will now read the team descriptions. The control team monitors the employees and abnormalities and plans out the best course of action. They give immediate orders to other employees while watching the CCTV feeds. They tend to be quite bossy and assertive, making them unpopular with other teams. Actually, no. Information will come next. The information team analyzes the abnormalities, profiles them, and devises solutions to issues the abnormalities may cause based on the data. They are in charge of collecting, analyzing, and archiving observation data and interview logs provided by the welfare team. The welfare team. The vast library of data is the basis for finding solutions to various problems encountered in the energy harvesting process. They often conduct experiments to determine the consistency and safety of the solution. All of the invaluable information can be gathered thanks to long-term observations and numerous sacrifices made by the team, not armchair theorizing as some suspect, is what they asked us to write here. The safety team gives safety training to new employees and develops action plans for all kinds of potential emergencies that can occur in the company. They establish strategies for situations such as escaping abnormalities, panicking employees, and security breaches, as well as setting up safety guidelines for others to follow. They are notably meticulous and punctual. The training team is in charge of composing and regulating company policies and various management procedures. They also run general-purpose training programs to help employees adapt well to their new departments. The Central Command team represents the middle layer of the facility. The upper and lower halves of Central Command take the role of the foundation for the facility, which allows central expansion upwards and downwards. The department also functions as a bridge between the upper and lower layers, making it a valuable strategic location. Interesting. Alright, and now, before we go, we are going to read the descriptions of all ego weapons and suits. From here on, I'll make sure to read everything as we acquire them, so this won't be something we do in bulk from now on. Penitence. 5% chance to recover 10 SP on attack if wielder has 2+ justice. To know means to understand. We successfully extracted the archetype and materialized it, and the observer reshaped it into a weapon. This is why we highly regarded the act of observation. The eye sockets of the hollow skull stare into sins, and the crown of thorns casts blame. Those who are willing to spill blood for the greater good will be readily given approval for its use. Though this weapon is not as strong as other ego weapons in our possession, it provides psychological comfort to the wielder. However, it is useless to those who do not know justice. As if to prove that size doesn't matter when it comes to force, the weapon has high firepower despite its small size. Unleash it on those standing in the way with no hesitation or forgiveness. The bullet's surface is covered with numerous spikes resembling small teeth, so it can inflict quite a bit of pain when it penetrates an enemy. A strong sense of loneliness still lingers, even in the form of an ego. Its bullets create a void that cannot be filled on the victim's soul, rather than a wound upon their flesh and bones. It was a rusty weapon from the beginning. Once realizing that nobody will come, stems and leaves blossomed as if by magic. However, the inherent malice caused all life to crumble as soon as it bloomed. Those who come in contact die by the deep-seated hatred rather than the sharpness of its tip. All personnel involved in the equipment's production wore heavy protection to prevent them from being influenced by the enmity. Max SP 40% for 30 seconds, 10% chance when wielder's prudence is level 4 or below. Do not attempt to understand it, just use it. The spear often tries to lead the wielder into a long and endless realm of mind, but they must try to not be swayed by it. It took a different form every time it was produced, but we managed to stabilize the gestalt after a lot of effort and trouble. There is a rumor that the spear emits a bright light when it hears an echo from another world. A versatile equipment made to cut down trees and people alike. Perhaps sharpening the axe was the one thing it didn't neglect. The blade is always shiny. Many different expressions are padded on the equipment like patches. The inability to show one's face is perhaps a form of shyness. When throbbing emotions surge up from time to time, it's best to simply cover the face. Healed SP plus 10% with a 5% chance upon receiving red or black damage. I didn't know that. Conventional firearms were ineffective against abnormalities. Using them was as futile as cutting water with a knife. Which is funny because you can use water as a knife. Pressure cutters. That was when we asked ourselves, if abnormalities are materialized from the unconsciousness, it may be possible to extract a piece of it back from them and turn it into a weapon. Results vary depending on the observer. The crown of thorns will sometimes protect the wielder's soul. The thorns may momentarily hurt as they anchor your soul to reality. This suit will be no better than rags to those who have no sense of guilt. It's sleek without a dent. The suit was originally very small, barely wearable by a child. As more blood stains the armor, the chest plate rises subtly, as if it were alive. To hide the soft side of your heart, arm yourself with loneliness. Give it all you've got or nothing at all. This suit will protect the wearer's fragile mind. Once realizing that nobody will come, stems and leaves blossomed as if by magic. The stems covering the equipment only sear the pitiable conviction of abandonment. Letting go of the obsession may ease the suffering a little. The personnel involved were unable to remove the poison of this ego equipment. Not a strength to understand it. Do not attempt to understand it, just use it. Sometimes the wielder may see things we have long forgotten. However, the detail of these cannot be specified, as each employee seems to see something different. It took a different form every time it was produced, but we managed to stabilize the gestalt after a lot of effort and trouble. This is the same as the equipment, as the weapon. So we did miss some of these. Wing beats. Graced by the fairies, the weapon radiates a pale light. Despite its cute shape, the ego itself is rather heavy. Petals scatter from the fan like an afterimage, longing for the view of the flowers that withered away as soon as they bloomed. The spring breeze clad in cherry blossom petals is still cold and painful. Do not miss me, for I shall return as buds when winter leaves. We must be awake at all times. Not even sweet dreams and a sound sleep are allowed here. This weapon shall wake those who swim in such illusions. And when the crying stops, dawn will break. All things natural are bound to turn to dust someday. Thus, this evergreen crossbow has to be far apart from Mother Nature. The tree turned out to be riddled with hypocrisy and deception. Those who wear its blessing act in the name of bravery and faith. However, be warned that nature does not know the difference between a blessing and a curse. Though the original's power could be fully extracted, the magic this holds is still potent. The weapon's bullets travel across the corridor along the horizon. This is the same as its weapon. The sprouting wings are as mischievous as fairy pranks. Those two pairs of flimsy wings will obviously never move. Wearing this ego may make it easier to receive the care of the fairies. There's quite a few fairy abnormalities in the future games, to the point that it's not clear if they're part of a family or aberrations. And obviously I say family there in quotes. This ego is fit for flower viewing, makes the hearts of those who look at it flutter like a spring day. When the cherry trees are in full bloom, let us take a rest from life by watching those petals scatter. Sitting under the tree's shadow makes you feel like these gloomy days will flutter away like the petals of a flower. The soft wool is so warm and cozy, it makes you drowsy. The more entrancing it is, the bigger the disappointment will be when dawn breaks. The longing grows so deep when I wake at the crack of dawn, yet all I can do is wait for you with my eyes closed. You who will never come. Heal a small amount of SP to employees in the same area every so often. Oh, so that's where that comes from. Including the self. All things natural are bound to turn to dust someday. Thus, this evergreen robe must be kept far apart from Mother Nature. The tree turned out to be riddled with hypocrisy and deception. Those who wear its blessing act in the name of bravery and faith. However, be warned that nature does not know the difference between a blessing and a curse. Max and min attack power +3 when the weapon from the same abnormality is equipped. The description is still the same. Actually, I don't think I've read everything. I've read this for sure, I know. Yep. I've read this one. This one I feel like I read before, yes. Here. When the prince kissed the princess, she coughed up the bits of an apple stuck in her throat. The dwarfs cried out in happiness. Snow White and the prince walked through a flower-covered path and headed to their kingdom. Everyone lived happily ever after. Then there was the apple created from the witch's wrath and curse. It was also a part of herself. The apple that dropped from Snow White's hand after a single bite could never be happy. The apple, full of loneliness and hatred toward the princess, waited for the day it would rot away and return to the earth. Was it the enchantment or was it the wrath which was bending the laws of nature? Even after enough time had passed for it to rot and allow its seed to bear fruit, the apple did not rot. In the meantime, one half of it was kicked and crushed by someone's foot. The other half was filled with holes, eaten away by the likes of birds and bugs. The carcasses of birds and bugs piled up near the apple. The apple pondered about its existence in the midst of the corpses rotting around it. One day, a branch grew from it. The leaves and branches were already withered and dry, but it continued to grow. Finally, one afternoon, the apple gained the ability to move on its own. It thought of the princess and the prince who left happily. Snow White had also been sleeping for a long time, but the prince came and woke her up. The apple, now a princess in its own right, no longer needed a prince. She began to embark on a journey. Except from the hidden stories and fairy tales no one knew. Author unknown. Alright, that's enough. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it up to the outro guy. Hopefully this video shouldn't surpass 3 hours, but we'll see how it turns out from editing. Take care. Okay, so first of all, warm-hearted woodsmen can kindly, very extremely kindly, rot and rust away. Man, I really do despise that thing. Sure, I've learned how to somewhat work around him now, but they always feel like I'm taking more risk than I have to. Their only saving grace, and I do mean the only one, is that they deal white damage, so they can't outright kill anyone as long as, oh, I don't know, they don't do a bad enough job. Or maybe I got my descriptors wrong. If you do a bad enough job, they'll kill the next guy regardless, so, you know, rot. That said. Other than that, this actually went surprisingly well. My only mistakes were those of my own, and I can't really say that I ever really got that unlucky for this episode. Maybe I'm learning the game, maybe I did just get that lucky, or maybe I'm just getting used to it. But I don't think it's that one, because it has been a hot minute since I played. Maybe I'm thinking better. Though that one's probably the least likely answer of all. That said, I do hope certain things are starting to make sense, and that I am not revealing things too much beyond when they're meant to show up. Though I do also hope that you're starting to see some connections between here and future Project Moon story and lore, especially those of you who play Limbus. You'd see more lore too, but my friends haven't voted for that yet. Maybe that'll be the next video. Probably not, though. We'll see how the scales fall in that matter, so to speak. That said, Carmen, go ahead and take it away. Thank you for watching, and do have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.